What's going on, you guys? So it's fight week. Crawford versus Porter. It's a big fight for the sport of boxing. Everybody been giving their thoughts, their predictions as to who will win this fight. I seen Jamal Charlo had quite a bit to say in regards to Terrence Crawford. He says because he was coming at his brother or something to that effect. He said he got Porter in the late rounds. He also said that Crawford, he better not come up to 154. What is going on, everybody? Hit the like button as you come on in the building. Early morning live stream. And we're going to talk about this fight. And this is going to be my final thoughts pretty much before the fight. And I want to get you guys' thoughts as well before we go into this fight this weekend. We already know both guys are going to make weight. We don't got to worry about anything like that. It's just the fight itself. Charlo been talking shit, man. But I've been listening to what the trainers and some of the other fighters got to say about the fight, and that's pretty interesting takes on this fight. Pretty interesting. Let me do this. Yeah, pretty interesting takes on this fight. Yeah, he don't believe in Porter. He just hate Bud, man. Jamel, he was. It seemed like he was under the influence or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He said these stupid fighters. You know, he was just talking hella shit. But before we get to our take on it, let's hear what some of these guys have to say about this fight. Salute to Fight Hype too, man. They everywhere.
I like Crawford. I like Porter. I like both of them guys. I think
this is Devin Haney.
Porter could go in there and easily give Crawford, problems because of his style. But I just think Crawford is a beast right now, and I see him being victorious. But Sean Porter, you can't sleep on him.
You talked about how sometimes fighters they got to bite down. Sean Porter always does that.
I don't want to hear too
much. Just your prediction, please, on and how it plays out. Is that a competitive fight? Is that Terrence's?
I
wouldn't say it's his toughest fight without seeing them fight each other yet. But Sean Porter is a fighter whereas he give a lot of people problems. But in my opinion, style make fights, and Terrence's style is just a really bad style for Sean Porter. Terrence is a sharpshooter, like a box. Sean Porter runs in and jumps in and try to be ugly.
That's the same shit I've been saying. Depending on how Sean Porter approaches this fight, he runs into a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a good style for Sean Porter to try to fight Terrence. I mean, he's going to get some punches in, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Sean Porter is tough and a real good fighter, but I think it's a bad style, and I hope they do fight because Terrence need that kind of fight, but
this is somewhat of an old.
He just fought Kell Brooks, somebody that outboxed Sean Porter as easy as possible. So,
although as we've seen, since 2014, Kell went downhill and Sean went uphill. But your point,
traditional.
This is Nonito Donaire.
Fighter kind of thing, as you know, Porter's gonna go in there and do his thing, But I think that Crawford, he's gonna do his. He's good at that. When people come in, he knows how to play the matador, and counterpunch and use his jab and use his reach and play the game. And I think that I would give it a higher probability for Crawford winning this fight.
What's Porter got to do to upset the odds?
He just got to be right there. Play it rough. Push, pull, you name it. Play it rough. Get in his head. That's the only way you can do it. Grab his hand, grab here and there, make it rough. Put some shoulder in there, put some elbow in there, put some head in there, whatever it is.
So it's too tough to win a boxing match with this guy?
You can't beat him in a boxing match. No. The guy's a tremendous fighter, a very intelligent fighter, very talented fighter. And to box him, it'll be almost impossible to win against him.
On the 20th of November.
Nonito Donaire said to box him will be almost impossible to win against him. Donaire says that Sean Porter has no chance unless he roughs him up and makes it a really, really ugly, rugged fight. There's no chance to outbox Terrence Crawford, according to according to Nonito Donaire.
Oh, tell me about that fight. How do you break that one down?
Yeah, again, it's a fantastic fight as well for fans, you know, and
Josh Taylor.
Myself as well, you know. Porter is absolutely torrid.
Oh man, his accent's so deep. All right, here we go.
I got Porter in the late rounds. No, you don't. Nah, Bud was talking shit to my bro, so you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about nobody. But you, all right.
It is. Bud was talking shit about my bro, so I don't give a fuck about nobody.
Talking earlier, you said that you don't bet with emotion, you bet with.
Yeah, you make the bread. How you make the bread?
I made $500,000 this year off of y'all stupid ass fighters. You already know I'm Reese, but it don't matter. Reese. What's up? Who you got?
Oh, who?
Who you got, bro? This nigga acting like, bro. Come on, bro. He don't want to mention nobody's name because he's scared of Porter. He got Bud because he's scared of Porter.
I ain't scared of nobody.
Yeah, he better not come up. He better not come up to 54.
Oh, and that was the big Charlo. You know what I'm saying? That was the big Charlo talking that shit. Let's play it back because he was talking some big shit. But what Crawford said, you know, he mad at Bud because Bud was coming at his brother. He said, well, you got to do better. That's why you're not on the pound for pound list. You know, they seen that shit. They didn't say nothing about it. You know, Bud said, keep my name out your mouth. All this other shit. They don't want no smoke.
He got Bud because he's scared of Porter.
I ain't scared of nobody.
Yeah, he better not come up. He better not come up to 54.
The Terrence Bud Crawford and Sean.
He said he better not come up to 154. Yep. He better not come up to 154. That's what Jamal Charlo said. I think that was a challenge. Now, of course, he's at 160. So I'm assuming he's talking about his brother. You know, he don't like how he's picking Porter because of his brother. You know. And it is what it is. But as far as this fight, it's finally going down. It's finally going down. Hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, that's right. Hit that like button so we can really get cooking up in here. Big fight. Crawford responds to Porter. You know, people have been kind of bringing up the Benavidez fight. Benavidez had one leg, et cetera, et cetera. Benavidez himself, Jose Benavidez himself, comes out and says that Crawford smashes Porter. And Crawford comes out and says that, well, we don't want to talk about how that sparring session with you and Benavidez, how that sparring session when you and Benavidez went. So there's been a little war of words, you know, between Crawford Porter. Nothing too serious, but Porter trying to, you know, get some people more interested in the fight by trash talking. But we go see. We go see if Porter is prepared. We go see if Porter comes out and can get the job done. A lot of people feel that Porter can't get the job done. A lot of people feel that he can't get the job done. Salute Kenny Scooby from Brooklyn, New York. Salute Brooklyn in the building. What's going on, you guys? So what y'all think about the fight this weekend? What do you guys think about Big Charlo giving his thoughts and saying Porter's by the late rounds? And it mostly is because Crawford was coming at his brother. I wish I still had some of those clips on here. I know he said this to him. I kept that one. You know, that was a thumbnail in one of my videos. That's why you're not pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Jamal see all this stuff. They be on social media. They see all this stuff people be saying. You know, he also said some shit about, like, you know, he said some other shit. I don't really like this guy. Hold on. Here we go.
What you want to tell your fans? What you want to tell your fans? What Bud Crawford gonna do?
Oh, Bud gonna win.
He gonna win?
Yeah, he gonna win.
Bet right now.
Bet, he gonna win. You got Porter. No, you don't.
I got Porter in the late rounds.
No, you don't.
Nah, Bud was talking shit to my bro, so you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about nobody.
But all right, but we was talking earlier and you said that you don't bet with emotion, you bet with.
Yeah,
you make the bread. How you make the bread?
I make the money. I made $500,000 this year off of y'all stupid ass fighters. They already know I'm Reese. Fuck, it don't matter. Regis.
What's up?
Who you got?
Who? But
who you got, bro? This nigga acting like, bro. Come on, bro. He don't want to mention nobody's name because he's scared of Porter. He got Bud because he's scared of Porter.
I ain't scared of nobody.
Yeah, he better not come up. He better not come up to 54. Hey, Mill. Look how he look.
Get the bus.
Look at him, y'all. Look at him, y'all. Look at him, y'all.
Fuck y'all. How about that? I'm by my dog Jamal house, right? Now look, you know, people don't know our history, right? We used to catch the bus together. You know what I'm saying? Long time ago, we used to catch the bus to the gym together at Savannah. Now look, I ain't gonna lie, I got some money and I got a big ass house. But this nigga shit here, this nigga shit crazy, but I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never seen no shit like this nigga shit so big. Big stupid ass crib. Big stupid ass crib.
Yeah, so that was Jamal Charlo and what he had to say about the fight. It's gonna be a fight, man. Everybody's gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be paying attention to it. We're gonna see if Errol Spence shows up. One would expect Errol Spence to be in the building. You know, this is an important fight for the division. And the quote #1 welterweight should be in the building, right? The guy that's supposed to be the king of the welterweights, he should be in the building. So we gonna see what happens. But I got Crawford winning the fight. I got him stopping him late. I think we probably gonna see the best Terrence Crawford we've seen. Crawford over the years have shown us that he could be the bully, he could be the boxer, he could be the sharpshooter, he could be the counterpuncher, he could be the fighter. He's shown us a little bit of everything. And I think this Saturday, Sean Porter is the perfect opponent for Terrence Crawford to display his full capabilities. Sean Porter knows what he's up against. And Sean Porter knows he's going to have to be at his absolute best to deal with Terrence Crawford. There's a lot of respect at the press conference. And he knows he's going to have to be on his A game. If Crawford stops Porter or looks more impressive than any other guy that fought Sean Porter, then that says a lot. I think that'll shut up the critics. If Crawford dominates and stops Sean Porter, that'll shut up the critics. That'll shut up a lot of the critics who say Crawford ain't fought nobody. Maybe they'll still come out with these narratives that Porter was old or, you know, he wasn't as serious and all this bullshit. But this is the fight, man. It's fight week. One of the biggest fights of the year. I suggest everybody buy the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Buy this pay-per-view. You said Bud stops Porter in 7? Yeah, he got Canelo and he got Benavidez problems. He need to really shut up. Salute Gerald Fields. What's going on, everybody? When is Train loses a complaint? What's going on, everybody? Hey, I can't wait for this fight, man. Oh, it drops today? Okay, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Part 2 drops today, everybody. I can't wait for this fight. I know it's early in the morning, but as the week goes, as it gets closer and closer to this fight, boy, this is gonna be exciting. We know we in for a treat. There's no way this fight could be boring. You know what I'm saying? There's literally no way possible that this will be a boring fight. Hell, Errol Spence and Sean Porter was arguably fight of the year that year. I mean, Sean Porter always in good fights. Terrence Crawford always in good fights. That's another thing about Terrence Crawford. He's an exciting fighter. He takes risk. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a crazy fucking fight, action-packed fight. They know the spotlight is on them. It's gonna be pay-per-view. They know they're gonna have to show up and show out, both of them. But I got Bud stopping them. I got Bud stopping Sean. I got Terrence Crawford being the first guy to stop Sean Porter. Too smart. One thing you always hear these guys say about Bud Crawford is that he's just so damn smart. He's too smart. I think he's too smart for Sean. Sean would have had the strength advantage probably a few years ago, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Not to mention, we never seen Crawford get bullied in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a crazy fight, man. Crazy fight. Diego Hernandez says Crawford will dominate Porter. Man. Woo. Hey, I'm telling you. Yeah, Craig Smith. I see Crawford stopping him, but I also see him just I say Porter may get like a couple of rounds. You know, Crawford starts off slow. Porter's best chance is to come out hot. But Crawford is going to be aware of that. So he's going to be ready probably for Porter to come out hot. Man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Sean. It's going to be his toughest fight. Actually, let's hear some of this the trainers had to say about this fight. We listened to the champions. You know, most guys, you know, pretty much for Crawford. Some was 50-50. But for the most part, it was Terrence Crawford. Here go Freddie Roach.
Your thoughts on Porter versus Crawford, because you saw Sean spar Manny in Manny's prime so many rounds. I think you held the mitts for Sean a few times.
And salute the fight hype, man. They everywhere.
You know, it's a very tough fight. And he started training camp in my gym. He spent 10 days in my gym with his father. And then he went up to Big Bear to get the altitude training. And, you know, he's going in against, sometimes I call it, his opponent the best fighter in the world today.
Crawford.
Because he might be. Crawford's very good. He kind of goes out there and he seems like he figures it out on his own. He doesn't listen to his people too much. He just he'll go out there like he'll stay southpaw for maybe a round or maybe a whole fight, depending on how the fight's going and so forth. He's a very good fighter, but again,
we want to see. We need to
here go Jose Benavidez Sr.
Porter's a great fighter. Terrence Crawford, it's a fucking amazing fighter. He has good legs. He can bang. He can box. He can do counter. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do. I don't hate him. I like his style. I think he has a lot of good tools to beat Sean Porter. In my opinion, I think he's gonna maybe even stop him. But at the end of the day, Sean Porter throws a lot of punches. He comes to fight, and it's going to be an exciting fight. But I just have to pick Terrence Crawford. Like I said, he's a champion for a reason too. He's very smart, super hungry too, and I think it's going to be a great fight.
Whoever 20 is Sean and Terrence.
Very
Of course, I'm pro Porter. Love Terrence Crawford and his coaches. But nevertheless, it's love and then it's war. So no vice versa, war then love. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. You got two guys at the top of their game. They're not old, they're not washed.
Yeah, speaking of the stoppages, Kush the greatest. Hold up. Speaking of the stoppages, and that was Barry Hunter. He pretty much was going to say, he's Team Porter because they train together. But he told Sean that this probably gonna be your toughest fight of your career. That's pretty much what Barry Hunter proceeds to say. Is that Crawford's gonna be Sean's toughest fight? Probably gonna be his toughest fight. And he told Sean that. Most dangerous fight. So yeah. Yeah. Most dangerous fight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they had the Crawford's latest stoppages. He's stopped his 9. He stopped 10 out of his last 11 opponents or something like that. Yeah, I thought it was like 9 or something, but I guess it was even more. But yeah, he stopped most of his opponents. And, it's going to continue with Sean Porter. It's going to continue with Sean Porter. This is what this guy does. He stops you. It's not gonna stop with Sean. He's gonna stop Sean on this Saturday. He's gonna stop Sean. I know Sean's durable. I know he's tough. He's probably one of the toughest fighters out there. But he also is going up against one of the best finishers out there. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez was no good now. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez was no good. One leg. And then now that he lost against a middleweight, he was even really no good at all now. But not realizing that when Crawford stopped Benavidez, who's campaigning at middleweight now, Crawford stopped Benavidez. This Manuel Torres guy didn't stop Benavidez coming off 3 years hiatus and et cetera, and coming off a loss. And fight at a higher weight. Crawford stopped dude. You know what I'm saying? But they downplay. They go downplay it. They go downplay him stopping Sean too. They go downplay. They go find a way to downplay it, but it's gonna be really hard to. Because Sean is the guy that's fought everybody and never been stopped by nobody. And let's be honest, even if Crawford don't stop him, Sean Porter never been truly dominated in the fight. He never truly been dominated in the fight. He's always right there. If Crawford separates himself from Sean or even stops Sean, I think that's a huge statement. Nobody truly separates themselves from Sean Porter. Nobody. He don't separate himself from anybody either. But that's something that Terrence Crawford does. Separates himself from the opposition. If he's able to do that against Sean Porter, that's a statement as well. And like Bernard Hopkins said, this guy got something to prove. I'll stay away from him for about another year or two. Because he's on a mission. He's hungry and he is at his peak right now. He's stopping Sean Porter, you guys. Yeah, Jose wasn't sharp, bro. You got to think, 3 years off? 3 years, bro? 3 years? And then you fighting. Really? Let's be honest about the Jose Benavidez fight. That was bad matchmaking. That was a bad fight for him to come back to being at home. You know, it's supposed to be like a little coming home party for Arizona. You know, it's a good market out there now. You know, they're like the Diaz brothers of boxing. You know, they should have put him up in there with somebody who wasn't going to be doing all that. Manuel Torres wasn't a joke. You know, that's a guy that he should have fought when he had a little bit of momentum coming back. Not coming right back. I mean, that was a horrible matchmaking. Maybe he thought he could beat the guy. Maybe he thought shit was sweet. Told you them Argentina dudes don't be playing. You know what I'm saying? Them guys ain't playing. So we gonna see how Jose looks next. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude was gave him some good work. Hey. He says, Craig Smith says, people forget Ugas was giving it to Porter, especially to Porter's body. Sean wasn't running in there because Ugas was eating that body up. Yep. Guys, hit that like button for your boy. Yeah. And Crawford is, man, the guy does some of everything, dude. He throws uppercuts. He's jabs. He throws some of every punch you could think of. He's a guy that has so many different fucking tools. So many different ways he could fight. So many different ways he could beat you. Salute Wayne Hennessy. I see you. So many different ways he could beat you. This is going to be a good fight because Sean Porter, in a sense, he's not as sharp and refined as Crawford, but he's a pretty versatile guy as well. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a fucking crazy fight. It's a really good matchup on paper. Really, really good matchup. But got Crawford winning. And then, depending on how this welterweight scene plays out, I don't see Crawford really fighting Boots. I see him looking up at 154, looking up at Jamel. Because the issue has been, he got challenged. And I think Crawford go look at that. If he's able to get Spence and get past all these guys, if you know the politics in the welterweight division is something serious. But if these fights are able to get made, and if Crawford's the last man standing, and he decides to go to 154, I see him going right after Jamel. I see him going right after Jamel. Because the issue has been, challenged. He challenged Crawford. Jamal Charlo challenged him. He said, "You better not come up to 154." He said that. Yes. Hey, Ugas dropped Porter and everything. AB dropped Porter. Spence dropped Porter. Porter gets dropped. He gets wild late in fights. He gets wild and really sloppy. Crawford's going to hurt this guy, man. But the good thing for Porter, though, going into this fight is Crawford likes to fight. Now, depending on how Crawford decides to approach this fight, him taking more chances, somewhat, or him trying to be a bully against the bully, that'll give Porter a good chance to win some rounds and really make some shit happen for himself. But if Crawford decides to be the outboxer, the sharpshooter, the counterpuncher, it's gonna be a really fucking ugly night for Sean. But Crawford seems to be able to fight well, no matter where the fight goes. And we're gonna really that narrative for him will really get put to the test this Saturday against Sean Porter. So Sean Porter seems to give every style problems. I mean, Kell Brook, he's the guy one may say beat Sean Porter the easiest, but it wasn't easy because he had to fight him a certain way. He had to hold and stop him. AB did somewhat similar. AB had to hold Sean a lot to kind of stop what he was doing. Spence wasn't doing all that holding. Spence was just fighting his ass. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman was just fighting his ass. Danny was just fighting his ass. Crawford likely would do the same. But Kell Brook beat him the cleanest. He was holding him, clinched about 81 times in the fight. But it stopped Sean. He was big and strong enough to stop Sean. So it's going to be a really good fight, man. We're going to see how it depends on how Porter approaches the fight. But I think at this point in Porter's career, he's not that same hungry young fighter that he was when he fought Kell Brook. He's older now. He's starting to find new things outside of boxing that he's good at. He's a commentator. He's a podcaster. He's older. He's been at the weight class for a long time. So he's been cutting that weight for a while. There's a lot of things. I feel that Crawford's the hungrier fighter. I feel that he's the fighter that has a lot to prove. That feel that he still has a lot to prove. Sean Porter's on autopilot because this is just what he do. He fight the best guys. All of them. He's always the first guy to fight the top guy. So even if he does lose this fight, Sean Porter's stock shouldn't drop by any means. Let fighters like Sean Porter be the standard for boxing. Like, look, these guys may have losses, but let's not act like they wasn't good at what they did or act like they wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Be more like the MMA fans who, these guys, the Diaz brothers, got like fucking 12, 13 losses. Jorge Masvidal, one of the money makers in the sport, got like fucking 15 losses. But guess what? The fans don't care. So let's carry this energy to boxing for guys like Sean Porter, who fought everybody, who got some losses. Why? Because he's fighting everybody. You know what I'm saying? All this A-side, B-side shit that fans got caught up into for these years, it put a hold on boxing. These fighters pay attention. Instead of these fights getting made, to see who's truly the best fighter. So there won't be no questions. No doubts. Salute to Daryl Williams. What's going on? Diego, he said, oh, man. But I see the fights playing out similar to how Crawford Diaz fight played out. And the thing with Diaz, he's a more cleaner, he's not as rugged as Sean. And he's a southpaw. And Crawford, I see that fight playing out similar to that. Maybe even worse because Crawford probably better and stronger since then. But I see it playing out similar to that fight. That mixed with a little bit of D'Eri John. No, that and Jeff Horn. Because Jeff Horn was a rugged guy, awkward angles. He's actually bigger than Sean, actually, taller and shit. But he has that same type of never say die. I'm going to hit you with whatever I can hit you with. I don't care if I get hit doing it. So, yeah, I see it's playing out similar to those two fights. The Felix Diaz-Jeff Horn fight. The Felix Diaz-Jeff Horn fight. Sean better not come in too wide Saturday night. He comes in so wide sometimes. Crawford, a guy like Crawford to see that shit and hit you. And he likes to punch while you're punching. And he's good at punching while you're punching. See, Errol Spence, when he fought Porter, he wasn't punching. Whenever he did hurt Porter, whenever he did get Porter up off of him, it's because he was punching when Porter was punching. And when Porter did that punch, when Spence knocked him down, it's because he punched when he was punching. Some guys do it, in spurts. Some guys don't like to do it. A guy like Crawford likes to punch while you're punching. And that's why sometimes he gets fucking hit. Because he likes to punch with you. And if Porter winding up them big looping shots, oh my God. And Crawford is a combination puncher. The best fighters in the sport are the combination punching guys. Guys that can land these combinations off. It's going to be a really, really exciting fight. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Salute to Damone Daniels. Oh, yeah. Sean Porter don't necessarily punch hard. You know what I'm saying? He smothers his punches a lot, too. He don't necessarily punch hard. Yeah, hey, I see it, too, man. And as we heard some of these trainers, you can't outbox this guy. You can't outbox Crawford. Nonito Donaire said it's impossible to box Terrence Crawford. You're going to have to make it rough and rugged. You can't box this guy. You know what I'm saying? So if Porter tries that little boxing shit that he did with Ugas, I don't think it's going to work out for him. Terrence Crawford has a long reach. He knows how to use it. This is a fucking tough fight for that guy, man. This is a tough fight. It's a tough fight. The thing is, Crawford's not like Broner, and he comes to fight. He actually comes to fight. He actually likes to fight. He comes to fight. You know what I'm saying? He makes adjustments. Ooh, I can't wait to see this shit. Damone Dane says, what's on Bernie the Box? He said Bud told him he's stopping Sean. We all know it's coming. We know it's coming, man. It's unfortunate for Sean, but the knockout is coming. And then once he cleans up 147, then he's going to go up to see this dude right here, Jamel Charlo. He going to go beat up on Jamel. That's what's going to happen. He may even see Josh Taylor before that, but I see Bud beating up on Jamel before his career is over with. I see him going up there to take care of Jamel Charlo, get him up out the way. You know what I'm saying? I see that happening. But first, he got to get through Sean. You know what I'm saying? He got to get through his boy, Sean. It's going to be a good fight, you guys. It's going to be a good fight. You said Jamal is way too big? What's going on, King High Mike? Jamal might be big. Danny Garcia actually was talking about moving up and fighting Jamel too. Danny Garcia was talking about moving up to 154. He had like a little interview. You know what I'm saying? So these dudes starting to think Jamel's sweet. They don't care how big he is. They go whoop on him. He been cutting that weight for a long time. You know what I'm saying? His brother had the benefit of moving up, relieving himself a little bit. You seen Bud next to Boo Boo Andre when they was at the what Canelo fight? Avery Uterman, I believe. But Andre is like, man, y'all bigger than me. He was talking about how big Bud was and how big Danny was. Wayne Hennessy says if Crawford stops Porter, he's back to pound for pound number one. I think he should get that title. I think he should. Because even though Canelo been on his European tour, that's exactly what it was, a European tour. Sean Porter, one of the toughest, best fighters in boxing. They've never been stopped. They fought everybody. And if Crawford stops this dude, he'll be his KO little streak he got will continue and shit. Who else is stopping everybody in front of him like that? I say Bud's toughest fight right here, Zhang Fouet. It will be Jermell, bro. On paper at this point, I say Jermell will be Crawford's toughest fight. Spence, we just don't know what Spence right now. We just don't know. I'll say Spence will be his second tough. Keith Thurman, I would have said Keith, but it's been way too long for Keith Thurman. It's been way too long for Keith Thurman for me to even consider. Danny Garcia gets beat the fuck up, and Ugas gets beat up too. But Spence and Jermell be Crawford's toughest fights. Keith Thurman probably gets beat up too at this point. We just don't know what's going on with Keith. He says Crawford beats the shit out of Lil Charlo. Yeah, man. Daryl Williams says he is big, but he only has one style. He can't adjust. No, he can't. He can't. He says Porter had way more bars than Canelo. Yeah, absolutely. Porter should be respected. He said, will AB make a comeback? Who knows, bro? AB is my guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if AB coming back, if he's ever the same, I think a lot of time has passed. He wasted his best years was spent rapping and partying, getting drunk and shit. You know what I'm saying? His best time, his best years. And then even during some of his prime years when he's fighting, he's a gun shy fighter. He don't got the killer edge, man. I think it's over, bro. Once you lose that killer instinct, it's over with. You just in there. And you go get the fuck hurt. You know what I'm saying? No, Jermell really can't adjust. Tony Harrison made one mistake and got caught. He was whooping the shit out of that dude, man. Brian Castano was on his ass. He can't adjust. And this is why he's begging an IBF for a mandatory fight instead of rematching Brian Castano, which would have been right for the division. But now he don't want to go nowhere near that dude. He don't like giving rematches anyway. Tony Harrison should have just moved on from his punk ass and didn't give him shit. But Tony Harrison is a G. He moved like a real G out here. You know what I'm saying? He gave him a rematch. He didn't even have to deal with that dude again. Charlo's a buster. He didn't have to give that dude a rematch, but he did anyway because whatever. You say AB booked himself again to rehab or to I haven't seen the latest on AB, the most recent, but he wasn't looking too good. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't looking good. He wasn't fat or nothing, but he didn't look strong either. He didn't look like he was in shape. Like he just been sitting back smoking weed and shit. Damone Daniels says you have to back up fighting Jermell. He struggles going backwards. Yeah, he does. Yep. And like Goodfella always say, he tried to fight like Errol Spence, and Errol Spence mastered that Derrick James style. But Jermell Charlo, man, he ain't good at making adjustments. He's strong though. He's strong, and he has really good endurance, good chin. You know what I'm saying? He has some really good intangibles though. As a fighter, he's tough, but I just don't like. He's just a buster dude. But he's tough. It'd be a tough fight for Crawford. I think that'd be Crawford's toughest fight. Unless he decides to deal with Boots. But I think Crawford on the bigger, better things. I don't think Crawford gonna be dealing with Boots. Why should he? But if he decides to, hey, shit, I'm all for it. Go ahead and beat up on Boots too. But Crawford will have to fight a really smart fight if he was to fight Jamel. If I'm honest, he'll have to fight a smart fight. There's no trying to be the bully. You know, there's no trying to feel his power. You know, Crawford likes that crazy shit. I don't think he should do it. I wouldn't recommend it. Look at the head size difference. That's what I look at, the head size. Look at that skull. This is why them Charlos got them strong iron chins. They got big-ass horse heads. Big-ass heads. You know what I'm saying? Big-ass skulls. So I wouldn't recommend him trying to... I mean, it's a big target. Crawford got some big hands, long reach. He could beat him upside the head and shit, but I wouldn't recommend a bully style type fight. Him trying to bully this guy and trying to show the toughness. I wouldn't recommend it. No, not by any means. But he could definitely skill for skill. Oh yeah, he's fucking dude up. But it's a dangerous fight, and I think that'd be Bud's toughest. And that's just as based off of everything we know now. You know, so we don't know how this fight this weekend is going to play out. But if Crawford stops Porter, man, shit. That says a lot. He's stopping dudes that never been stopped, and he's stopping even tough guys like Sean Porter. It's like, damn. That's probably gonna put Spence. That's gonna put Spence and everybody on notice. Oh, when his train loses complaint says I haven't seen Crawford use legs that much. Yeah, I know. He hasn't been using it. He's been like more of a bully style. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really been on his back foot or doing any too much of that. At 147. I want to see some of it. I want to see it. Maybe he has something to prove. Prove that he can hang with the bigger, stronger guys. But shit, Amir Khan, I think he was using. Well, nah, he was pressing the shit out of Amir Khan, man. Amir Khan couldn't do shit. It was all over the ring in that fight. Salute to Damone Danes for the super chat. He says, Bud does 400K. Stop Sean. He's clearly the A side, 147. Yeah. I think it's going to do about 400. I'm seeming like 400, 300 minimum as far as the pay-per-view, man. I think it does pretty good. Hit that like button for your boy. Yeah, he does, Sanctus. You're right. I think Jamel Charlo was fighting better before he even got with Derek James. Because he's trying to do this, you know, and it works for him because he's a strong, explosive guy with good athleticism. But I thought he was better when he was boxing. Yeah, Big Charlo. Zango Fest says, if Crawford stops Porter, who is the A side between him and Spence? Damn. That's a good question, man. I don't think they can use that bullshit excuse no more. That Crawford ain't fought nobody. If he stops Porter, I mean, let's be honest, he would have fought two of the same guys, and Kell Brook and Porter that Spence fought already. He stops both of them in more impressive fashion. If Crawford Porter does good pay-per-view numbers, it's sold out, right? I'm hearing it's sold out. I don't know. It might. They might. I don't know who will be the A side or the B side, bro. Honestly, it'll be hard to say. Because Spence been doing pay-per-views. He's been doing them. You know what I'm saying? So Spence still may be the A side. I don't know. Kush the Greatest says, y'all think it does better than 350? It might do better than 350, bro. It's hard. It's hard to say. The fans gonna really have to support. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say. Canelo did $800K at $80, but that's Canelo. Look at Crawford and Sean Porter do. Okay. Damone Daniel says, and salute for the super chat. He says, I'm Team Bud, but him and Spence is 50-50 fight. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, bro. I'm honestly feeling 50-50. If Crawford stops Porter, does good pay-per-view numbers, I think it's 50-50, bro. And that's just because of everything Crawford has done as well. And if we're honest, he beat the man that beat the man. You know, he beat Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao. Pacquiao beat Thurman. Thurman was the man. Pacquiao beat that guy, but Pacquiao also got beat by Horn, and Crawford washes Horn. So, I mean, I think that should mean something. I don't know. People like to really, really downplay that, but how the fuck did Pacquiao lose to that guy? How did Keith Thurman lose to Pacquiao? You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman supposed to be the best guy and shit like that. So, and then not to mention Crawford has been on the pound for pound for years. All these accolades, fighter of the year, all this shit. Man, it's 50-50 at the least, bro. That fight. If Crawford stops Porter and if he's impressive or even stops Sean, and if the pay-per-view does around 350, 400K, I think it should be a 50-50 fight. And let's be honest, who is Errol Spence going to fight otherwise? You want to deal with Boots? Do you want to deal with Virgil Ortiz? Or you want to go ahead and get this thing going with Terrence Crawford? Wasted enough time as it is. And now Boots and them is here. You hear the boot steps in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to have to be a 50-50 fight. Everybody else was getting 50-50s and shit. He didn't play that 70-30, 60-40 shit until it came to Crawford. And I think that was a big mistake. That's probably why he got the Pacquiao fight, Sank. Just because Thurman barely survived Josecito. That's what I'm saying. We can't really consider. Oh, y'all get the Bud fight on Sky Sports. That's good, man. That's good. Hit that like button, man. We got 53 people in the building. Hit that like button. This is gonna be a good fight, man. I can't wait for this shit. So, what round does the fight end? Does it go to a decision? What do you guys got? Let me see some of you guys' comments on how you think this fight is going to play out. Damone Daniel says he would have beat Sean and Brooke more impressively. 50-50 will get fight made. If Errol wants anything different, he doesn't want the fight. He lost some juice to command anything more. I hear you, bro. Facts. He lost some juice, bro. Errol Spence lost some juice playing around. Picasso says Bud in 8. King High Mind says Bud is stopping Porter. Craig Smith says, I think it doesn't go past 10. Wayne Hennessy says 11th round stoppage by Bud. When his train loses complain, says there's a lot of pressure for Errol to take the Crawford fight because he missed out on the Pacquiao fight and Thurman didn't fight him. And that's 2 paydays missed. Yes. 2 big paydays missed, bro. He says he doesn't want to miss a third one in Crawford. I'm telling you. Damone Daniel says no decision. 8th round knockout by Bud. Man, I see it. I see a stoppage. And it's mostly because of the way Sean fights. He's not the best defensive guy. He's not the most accurate guy. He's not the heaviest hitting guy. But he can make the fight really rough and ugly. But do Sean still have that same dog back when he was fighting guys like Paulie and Andre Berto? Adrian Broner. That was a long time ago. Darrell Williams says between the 6th and 9th round. Yep, I can see that. Abdul Shakur says Bud stops my guy Sean in 5 to 8 rounds. If Sean goes forward, if Sean moves, it goes longer. Yep, I can see it like that too, bro. Sean moves around, it goes longer. If he moves forward, and man, Sean Crawford's gonna, oh my goodness, this guy throws uppercuts, hooks. He can throw them from both sides. He punches short range, mid range, long range. He could be a sharpshooter, counterpuncher, boxer, brawler. I mean, what the fuck, dude? This is a tough fight for Sean Porter. Tough fight. Because Terrence Crawford can fight. He can, not only can he box and shit, he can fucking fight. And that's what Sean Porter likes to do. That's what Sean Porter does best. He likes to fight. It's ugly, it's rugged, and he likes to do it. But Crawford likes to fight too. It's gonna be a crazy fight. Zhang Fuet says Jeff Horn is bigger, stronger, and wilder fighter than Sean Porter. Sean is a large fighter who NFL styles it, but tries to box. He'll in return to know what he do. So Crawford will KO him in 10. Yep. But Jeff Horn is bigger, stronger, and wilder. Yes, he is. Way more wilder, way more unpredictable. And Crawford was manhandling that dude, man. Jeff Horn was manhandling Manny Pacquiao. Ugas couldn't even manhandle Pacquiao. I mean, I'm just going off what we know, what we've seen so far from these guys as they're in the ring. Kofi Universe, salute. You guys go subscribe to Kofi's Universe. He says, I'm putting money on Bud stopping Porter in the 10th round. Yep. Hey, I'm thinking about which round I want to put money on, because if you bet on Crawford to win, you don't really win much. If you bet Sean winning the fight is highly unlikely. So you have to bet on Crawford winning in a particular round or a particular scenario, like round 6 through 9 or round 7 through 12. Crawford stops him or something. Other than that, you ain't gonna win shit. Damon Daniel, salute for another super chat. He says Bud versus Spencer's 1 million pay-per-view bass. Payday. Facts. This is why they need to fight. That's our fight, bro. That's our fight. Million pay-per-view buys. I think Spence, if Crawford Porter does well, I think Spence and Crawford could possibly get close to 1 million. I think he can get close to it. I say anywhere from 750 to about 900 or something. 1 million is a feat. You know what I'm saying? But we got to see how this Porter fight does. GK Black says Sean is an overachiever type fighter, but Bud has actual talent and skill. Yeah, he is, bro. Sean is he's an overachiever for sure. He's still around and he's still here for a reason. Yes, GK. Bud throws quick counters and combinations and from weird angles. That's what I'm saying, bro. He could do it all in there. You know what I'm saying? It'll take a guy like Boots to be a tough fight for Crawford style-wise. Boots is also bigger. You know, a guy like Jermell Charlo, I feel, that's just my opinion. Right now, is the toughest guys for Crawford, based off of right now, not after the Porter fight. Now, if the Porter fight, he stopped Sean Porter, oh my goodness. Yeah, I know, right, Diego? Yeah, man. Crawford is the best I've ever seen to throw a hook over a jab. Look at the Mean Machine fight. Yeah, man. Hey, Porter better be careful for that fucking 1-inch punch. Y'all know that shit he did against Brook? That was literally like a 1-inch punch, bro. If you went to martial arts and shit, that was literally like a 1-inch punch. Kell Brook, of course, ran into it, but it was literally like a 1-inch punch. Sean can get hit with that same shit. Why? Because he likes to rush in. Crawford can hit him with that same shit. Southpaw stance. Bam, have him reeling. Oh, man. It's a tough fight for Sean Porter, man. Barry Hunter literally was like, Sean, this could be your toughest fight, man. Toughest fight of your career. This could be your most dangerous fight. That's over. Everybody Sean fought. He said this could be your toughest fight right here. Hey, I'm telling you, bro, that punch he hit Kell Brook with was literally like a 1-inch punch. I wish I could show the clip. I don't got the clip on here, do I? It was like a 1-inch punch, bro. Like, who else hitting people? What was it? It was like a hook, jab, street, like punch. I don't know what it was, but whatever it did, it caused a lot of damage to do. But, you know, they of course, they said that broke punch resistance was shot and shit like that. But how the fuck a lightweight do that to him? I'm just saying. He was up there fighting at 154 prior to going back down to fight Crawford again, and Crawford hit him with a slingshot 1-inch punch, and dude just, it was over after that. He didn't even, like, what the fuck? When is Trent lose place that boy got power for short mid-range? Yes, bro. This is a tough fight for Sean, man. Really, really tough fight, man. Tough fight. And the thing is, I think he caught Bud at a bad time. Because Bud Crawford is hungry. He's not on autopilot. He's not chilling like the Charlos. You know what I'm saying? He's hungry as fuck. He's ready to make a statement and to prove a point. Bernard Hopkins said they should stay away from dude. Shakur Stevens said, y'all need to leave this dude alone. They need to leave him alone. Sean Porter said, I got to do it. So don't mistake me picking Crawford to win as me saying Sean Porter sucks or anything. Sean Porter's a great fighter. He's a great dude. He's one of the most, like, nicest guys in the boxing. You know what I'm saying? He's a great guy. He's a true warrior. But, man, he's in there with arguably probably one of the best fighters in his era. I'm not the only one that's saying it. You got trainers saying it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not your boy Bushido. There's a lot of people that feel Terence Crawford could possibly be the best guy of this generation or whatever. Era, whatever. We go see this Saturday. We go see. We go see how he looks against Sean. We go see if he keeps up his consistency. We go see if he's as dominant against Sean Porter, a tough guy like Sean, as he's been against many others. I think they've been prepared. I think they're going to be prepared. He's always in shape. Don't do no bullshit. None of that. Like, just the fight. That's it. There's no podcast. There's no commentating. Just fighting. You know what I'm saying? This is why your boy call him Kumite. If there was a fucking Kumite, if there was an underground Baki Hanma underground fighting thing, and if I was to have to pick a guy to represent a boxer or America or whatever, I'll probably pick Terence Crawford to go up in there to fight in a Kumite on some Frank Duke shit. I'll probably pick Bud Crawford to go do it, to compete against other styles. That's right. Out of every boxer, he'll probably be the first guy I'll pick. Then maybe a guy like Josh Taylor, because I seen him do some shit too. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a Kumite. Should be a good fight, you guys. Should be a good fight. Look at that 3-piece he hit Horn Mean Machine with. You know what I'm saying? He beat the shit out of him with that shit. Uppercuts on the taller guys and shit. Bam, boom. I mean, come on, bro. Bam. Combination punches. I mean, he's running through guys. Say what you want about his opponents. He's impressive. He's getting these guys out of there. You know what I'm saying? Impressive fashion. Highlight reel, bro. What other boxer has a nice highlight reel like Terence Crawford got? I mean, shit. Just putting in good work. Good work. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yep, I agree. Keem so skirmish. Yeah, Barry Hunter is dope, bro. Hey, Alicia Baumgartner hit that girl so hard. I'm glad the ref stopped the fight. She hit her so hard. She hit her so hard. Dude, it's almost like she got sniped on some Call of Duty shit. And they just, you know how the animation, they just be standing up. Like, bro, that was a good stoppage. Because old girl got hit so hard, she was knocked out stiff standing up. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it's possible. Abdul, why? Because Boots is younger. You know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest, the next group of guys seem to always have it a little bit more than the last group of guys. You know what I'm saying? But for now, Crawford, I got is the best switch hitter in the game. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he got almost 40 fights to prove it. You ain't lying, Diego Hernandez. That's the same way I feel about it. We haven't had a guy as consistently dominant as Crawford since Floyd, really. Yeah, Crawford is like Hagler in a lot of ways. He's like Hagler mixed with some other guys too. Take your pick, but I think I see a lot of Hagler in him. He likes to fight. You know what I'm saying? When Crawford likes to be the bully, yep, because that's what Hagler like to do. But Hagler could fight. You know what I'm saying? Hagler can sit there and he can fight. And he can switch doing it. Oh, yeah. MMA fighters switch all the time, bro. That's like standard in MMA almost. Some guys do it better than others, but a lot of the guys switch. He said, yeah. I mean, that's why. He gets blackballed like Hagler did too. Yep. But fortunately for Bud, we in a new era where, you know, it's different. Social media. You know what I'm saying? Hagler probably wouldn't have had it as hard if he was in the social media era. So that's the odds. Terrence Crawford minus 700 for Sean plus 5. Oh, that's not too good. Not too good. Yep. Yo, hit that like button for your boy. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a good fight, man. This probably be my only live. I'll probably go live for the fight. I think I should go live for that fight. It's only right to go live for that fight. So, you know, if you ain't doing nothing, stop in Saturday when Crawford Porter goes down. You know what I'm saying? Right when that fight starts, your boy Bushido probably be going live. We go talk about it as it's happening live. You know what I'm saying? And we go see what happens. Yeah, they downplay Crawford's work at the smaller weight classes. Yes, thank you, Craig Smith. I will definitely be going live this Saturday, you guys. He says Brooke had a 3-fight streak plus a knockout. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, WJ Luckett. Like, that's what I said. These guys don't. Brooke looked at good leading up into the fucking Crawford fight, bro. He said he was in the best shape of his life. You know what I'm saying? He had some time off to kind of heal, get his mind right. He was in the best shape of his life going into the Crawford fight with a little bit of momentum. You know, it's not like he just came off of Benavidez hiatus. No, he beat up on some guys in the UK at 154 and shit. But once Crawford hit him with the 1-inch punch, now his punch resistance is gone and it's over with. Oh yeah, Boo Boo do fight this week, don't he? When? Like what day? Is it on the same day? Because usually DAZN may do it on a Friday or even a Sunday or something. Is it on the same day as Crawford Porter? I hope not. I know it's annoying watching two fights at the same time and shit. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, of course, Diego. He fought Brooke coming off a KO, eye injury loss. but he got a lot of credit for it. Boo Boo Fight Friday. Okay, good. Okay. I'll probably go live for that one too, you guys. Wait, no. I'll probably be at work. Yeah, I probably won't be able to go live for that one. We'll see. Yeah, the 1-inch punch, bro. He hit Brooke with the 1-inch punch. Southpaw juke punch, whatever it was. He hit him with it, and the dude was reeling. But yeah, let me see what else.
Terrence is one of the most dangerous opponents for Sean, and I think it could be the most dangerous opponent Sean ever faced up until this point, because he's not just a skillful guy, he's a very calculating guy, smart. You know, and I listened to him one time give a breakdown analysis of Sean, and he was dead on it. I mean, so I had that discussion with Sean and said, this may be your most dangerous fight. I mean, so you got to be up on your game, 100%.
Now, the odds makers, they do what they do, but they have Sean a big underdog, almost surprisingly big. I don't know if you know how it works, with plus 500, 5-1 type thing. Is that just wrong?
That's the norm for Sean.
Right.
You think about his whole career.
That's been a normal for Sean his whole career. Hold on, let's see.
How many times he beat the odds? And I mean, you go back to when him and Earl fought, which was
Stop it.
You Crawford Porter.
Crawford Porter is going to be a rugged fight because Porter's tough.
This is Joel Diaz.
Obviously, to me, Terrence Crawford is the best fighter, pound for pound, #1. He's fought a lot of fighters. He's undefeated. Nobody gives him credit, but to me, honestly, Terrence Crawford is by far pound for pound the best. He'll win the fight. I won't be surprised if he knocks him out, but Sean Porter is really tough. He's physically strong. He has a lot of experience, and he's gonna try. He's gonna try to fight hard, and that's what makes him who he is. A champion, because he's a physically strong fighter. More likely, I see a decision on this one.
And lastly, did he always impress you? Were you able to see Tim and Terrence spar back in the day when you were training Tim?
I've had Terrence Crawford twice in 2 camps. I think there was one for Pacquiao and one for Casamayor. And that's why since I met Terrence Crawford, I knew that kid was real deal. And up to this day, I'll tell you that Terrence Crawford to me is by far pound for pound the best fighter in the world right now.
What did jump out about you back then?
Why? His ability.
Yeah.
His ability, his focus, his confidence. I mean, that guy is all around. He could hit, he could box. He switches lefty, righty. At one point, when he came to help me, he was helping Bradley as a southpaw, and he told me, "I'm a right-hander, really." And he showed me, "Bro, I can do it all." And since that moment on, I followed the kid, and I study him, and I watch him, and I see how he improved so much.
Yeah, I don't see how Porter. I don't see how Tank really can help him either. Tank isn't. It's hard finding a guy to kind of fight like Bud that has the dimensions he has. Tank Davis has like short reach. He's explosive and fast, and he's athletic. He could do some shit, but I'm not sure how that really prepares you for Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how that prepares you for him. But yeah, I've been on for over an hour. Let's see what these. Yeah, we got 45 likes. Yeah, hit that like button for your boy. Yeah, Damone Days. I don't think Sean had the best camp, man. He's falling asleep because he got to have these obligations and these duties on commentating and shit. Man, this is not the best camp for this guy going to a fight like this. But there's no excuses. He knows what he signed up for. He knows what he's up against. Thanks, Kush the Greatest. Yeah, Peter Fresh Goodbye. He's looking to send a message. I can't wait to see him send it. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see if he sends it. It's going to get real quiet on the other side if Crawford stops Sean Porter, or if he dominates Sean Porter. I get Crawford stopping Porter somewhere late in the fight. But if a stoppage isn't to come, I expect Crawford just to pretty much take over the fight anywhere from the 4th round on. I think Porter may have some success early, maybe, depending on how the fight plays out, but I see it being all Crawford from 4 on, man. I think he's going to figure out Porter. I think he's going to be well prepared for Porter. And like you heard Barry Hunter say, Terence Crawford broke Sean Porter down to a T. You know, he's really calculated. I mean, it's going to be a really bad night for Sean Porter if Sean Porter don't give it his best and can you know, I don't know. I just don't see how Sean can really beat him, but anything's possible. Thank you guys for showing up. You know, should be a good fight this weekend. May the best man win. I got Terence Crawford winning. Will Crawford fight Jermell Charlo in the future? Who knows? I think it's something that he's probably been looking at for a while. But he got work to do at 147. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.